Airbnb hosts, you will almost certainly lose your insurance coverage because you have changed the risk profile of your association. It's very upsetting that for a few dollars, and I'm not going to poo-poo about the few dollars, this is a very dangerous game. Youngsters coming in the pool, and the hosts take them up to the clubhouse, and they get guest passes. Now they have full access to the rec facility. We're turning off call-in privileges. We're turning off everything we can legally. All right? We're doing what we can legally to put a wooden stake in the heart of this Airbnb vampire. And oh, by the way, Airbnb is not the only one. There are hundreds and hundreds of these sharing economy businesses. And since you brought it up, it's a pet peeve. There's another one called Uber, where I mean, it's hitchhiking on steroids. You pick up a phone, you call someone you don't know, and they pick you up in their car. And here's someone, you know, a few weeks back, one of the Uber drivers shot their passenger. Now, I wasn't in the car. I don't know what caused it. But all I can say is this is a dangerous game, and UCO is doing everything it can within the law to put an end to this Airbnb phenomena. But the other side is the money looks cheap. I mean, I cannot imagine this woman sleeping on the couch while people she doesn't know are sleeping in her bed 10 feet from her jewelry box. I mean...
Have you seen their sites? One is a couple, but at least they have
we
two
know
bedrooms.
We know exactly who they are. I don't want to, the lawyer said, I can't hold these people up. I cannot put their name out publicly because then I'll get sued. You're going to love this one. Write it down. Tortious interference between this unit owner and the contract she has with Airbnb. So I got to be very careful.
Well, if you go to the site, they have their pictures on display. One of them advertises her place in beautiful Century Village, West Palm Beach.
Yes.
And just leaving this open for other people to get this brainstorm of an idea for others to do.
I understand.
It as well.
Welcome to the internet. But we are dealing with these board presidents, and one so far of the two we know about has pulled the ad down. And one of them, you're going to love it, was Renter.
I know that.
And
Did the
her
owner know?
unit owner didn't know anything about this.
Figures.
Didn't know anything about this. So please keep your eyes and ears open. Let us know if you find out. We're doing exactly what you're doing. We're setting up a list of the top 10, and we're going to set someone to watch them for Century Village ads. And we will act as bully pulpit, particularly on the insurance issue.
Can I say one more thing?
Yeah, of course.
Can we not let whoever they're doing, say Airbnb, let them know that it is not legal for this to be going on in Century Village?
I'm not saying we can't. Now, Airbnb has had this challenge across the world, and it's not clear how courts are going to find. Don't be so sure. You don't want to get in a condition where your documents are overthrown for some kind of arcane condition in the law. We're not in a hurry to challenge these vendors. I will certainly bring your idea to our attorney, maybe to two attorneys, Rod Tennyson and Mark Friedman. We'll see what they come back with on that. Yeah,
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
Going back to the trash collector contract, some years ago I visited a friend down south in one of the communities, and they had trash containers that were decorated and were lovely. And I was wondering if maybe we could find a trash company that had decorated trash containers that would look nice in our community instead of the ugly ones that we have now. I was wondering if the county could look into that.
Marcia?
Yeah.
Are you a New Yorker?
Yes.
Do you remember?
Brooklyn, to be exact.
No. Do you remember? I'm not negative here. Do you remember when the taggers were virtually let loose on the subway trains? And they inside and outside. Some of that was kind of neat. I thought it was pure vandalism, but that's just me. Maybe we'll get the county to have the vendor. I don't know how many taggers we have in the audience to go out and decorate the dumpsters. It's an interesting idea.
Well, I'm telling you, it was really very nice. It was in Sunrise, and it was a very lovely
Yeah.
community, and they had very nice trash containers.
Yeah, right. The issue of trash, we have an email, and I greatly appreciate Commissioner Burdick's invitation to call her office. But we also have an email here on campus, yukogarbage@gmail.com. Donald, our CAM, who isn't with us today, is on a short vacation in Mexico City. Works very hard with the very individual Commissioner Burdick named, Archambault, to replace busted containers. But this issue of people who clean out their apartments and deposit the trash out in the street, it's intolerable. Our contract doesn't cover that. These individuals must contact solid waste and at their expense must have a dumpster brought in and a crew to remove this trash. Now, I should be chastised for revealing sources and methods, but when you throw out those cabinets, those cabinets were initially marked on the back with the unit number. So you're all getting caught. But now, of course, the cat's out of the bag. Everybody will paint over them. All right, Eva.
I just wanted to bring the topic back over to Airbnb, and I just wanted to say that WPRF is prepared to stand with Yuko on this issue, and that once the offending units are identified, we will red flag the account, and they will be unable to get any type of guest pass whatsoever. Whether they have legitimate family that is coming as a guest, it's very difficult to determine that. So if they're going to be involved with any of those websites, we will not be issuing any guest passes whatsoever.
I will say two things. I would love to see, following up on this, we could use a little crew of very patient, computer literate people. It's a lot of work to crawl through these various websites and find these Airbnb advertisers. It takes someone with great patience to just sit and crawl through these ads. And sometimes they're a little disguised. You can't immediately tell, so you got to have a few detective skills. And also we need volunteers. I would like to see some veterans turn out to work with Joy on really getting this honor flight going. This honor flight is a terrific thing for our village. I don't know if any of you who have walked those monuments, that long black wall of the Vietnam memorial with over 50,000 names. It is very difficult to walk that wall without having a huge emotional response. So anyone, of course, but particularly military veterans who would have a few hours come in and talk to Joy, and let's really do a bang-up job on the honor flight. Who's next?
Me, I think.
Oh, Avis. Hi.
Hi. With the hurricane season upon us, and there's 2 little hurricanes that aren't going to affect us, but they're out there, it's time to remember to go and sign your papers with your management company if they do send you papers about cleaning up after the hurricane. If you don't sign these papers with your management company, then you have to look for someone after the hurricane to go and clean up your yard and all the debris that's around. Now, I don't know if all the management companies do this, but mine does. And of course, I don't have email. So they hand deliver them to me. They hand deliver the form to me. I sit down, I make it out, and they take it back to the office. And then when a hurricane does come here, I don't have to worry about going into the yard and picking up pieces of trash and throwing it away. So if your management company does do this for you, please remember to go and sign the paper. And if they do it and somehow you didn't get it, call them up and tell them, please deliver it to me or mail it to me, and I'll send it right back to you. It's very important because what happened last year with me, and this is why I'm bringing it up, is that my property manager didn't realize that I didn't have email. And she sent them out all email to everybody. And here's the hurricane, and I have nobody to clean up. So right away they went and they sent it over to me. They hand delivered it, and I signed it, and everything was taken care of. So I think it's a very, very important thing for every condo association to go and take care of this.
Thank you, Avis. Anything else to be heard under good and welfare? All right. Well, we got one more thing to do, and I'm going to give all of the candidates an opportunity to be heard. Well, we're essentially adjourned, but I'm going to turn this over to George Franklin, who pretty much orchestrates VIP visits, and we are going to hear from a number of our delegates. We don't have quite as many as usual, but candidates, I'm sorry. Go ahead, George.
Thank you, David. Ladies and gentlemen, the candidates, you have 3 minutes to come up and tell us about yourself a little bit and why you want to run and what you're running for. We don't have this in any specific order. We're just going to call you up, and good luck to every one of you. First one was Allegra Fung, and she informed me that she had to leave. She works on the Meals on Wheels program, and she had to go for that. The second thing, if you haven't done so, please make sure you get one of our security information lists, tells you what to do so you won't have any problems coming in. Can I call Scott Kerner, please, first? It's not in any specific order.
Thank you, members of the board and membership, for staying around for this. As you know, this is all very important to the judicial candidates, as it should be to you. I just want to introduce myself. Don't mind me if I'm walking the room. I want to make sure everyone sees me. Oh, okay, thank you. My name is Scott Kerner. I'm running for Circuit Court Judge, Group 13, okay? And a little bit about myself, born and raised here in Palm Beach County, public school educated at Santa Lucia's High School. I met my wonderful wife in Lake Worth. I live in Lake Worth, and we currently are raising our 2.5-year-old daughter, Antonella, in Lake Worth. Ladies and gentlemen, Palm Beach County is my home. I'm very passionate about the community. I respect the past, and I care about the future. I also come from a family of public service. Many of you may know my father, the retired assistant police chief of Lake Worth Police Department before it was assumed by the Sheriff's Department. My mom was formerly an IRS agent, so please don't hold that against me. And my brother is one of your current county commissioners, Dave Kerner. So I knew right from a very young age that public service was going to be my calling, and it was just a matter of figuring out in what capacity that would be. I also come to you with 10 years of civil trial experience. I cut my teeth as an attorney in the heart of the Palm Beach County foreclosure crisis. I'm sure many of you remember of that, which provided me 5 years of intensive training on handling numerous case files, which is something as a judge we're going to be thrust right into. It also gave me an opportunity to make sure I could handle a decent amount of stress. From there, I went on to a civil trial practice because I wanted to learn to conduct a jury trial. So I've been practicing now 5 years as a civil trial attorney with Schuler, Halverson, Weiser, Zeller, and Overbeck. It's a lot of names, I know. But we try cases, we're litigators, that's what we do. On August 28th, you're going to have the opportunity to exercise one of the most wonderful rights you have. And I know, just because you're sitting in this room after the meeting has been adjourned, that I'm talking to some voters here. So I would ask for your vote on August 28th, 2018. And again, my name's Scott Kerner. Thanks.
Thank you, Scott.
Thank you.
And good luck. Next card I have is Sarah Lejewicz. Sarah?
Good morning. Thanks for staying, and thanks to the board for having us. My name's Sarah Alievich, and I'm running for County Court Judge Group 5. I've been a resident of Florida for over 30 years and lived in Wellington over 20, and I've been a lawyer for 23 years here in Palm Beach County. I started out at Legal Aid Society, where I worked many years serving the citizens of the county, and in 2010 I was hired as a general magistrate, where I handled cases involving domestic post-dissolution marital issues like child support, alimony, custody of children, mental health, substance abuse cases, and dependency cases. I had to resign from that position to run for judge, which I did in April. So right now I'm running for office full-time. I've been a committed public service to Palm Beach County for many, many years, and I have the knowledge and experience to run a fair and efficient courtroom my first day on the job. So I hope you all come to the July 18th forum, first of all, so you can find out some more about all of us. And I hope you vote for me on August 28th. Again, my name is Sarah Alievich, and if you can't, it's just A to Z. Connect the dots when you vote for A to Z on August 28th. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah, and good luck. Next, Jeremy Zubkov, running for judge.
Good morning, Century Village. My name is Jeremy Zubkov, and I'm running for County Court Judge Group 5. Just to give you a little context, the other person in my race is Sarah, who just spoke. So you can, if you remember, the two of us were the ones running for Group 5. A little bit about myself. I was born in New York, and I grew up in California, and I often get asked, how does a Californian end up out in Florida? Well, for me, it was my Zadie, my grandfather, who was living out here. He got sick when I was finishing law school, so I moved out here to help him. And I fell in love with Florida. I fell in love. I got married. I have 3 beautiful children. Many of you may have met them as you were walking in today. About my legal career, I'm a condo HOA attorney. I deal with everything that you were talking about here today, including Airbnb. I've had a number of those cases on behalf of my clients. And David, if you're still here, I got some ideas for you on how to deal with that in the community that's very cost effective. The great thing about being a condo HOA attorney is you get to see just about everything that you could possibly see as an attorney. Because if you imagine it, being in a condo, virtually anything can happen, and anything in the legal field I get to see. Another great thing about being a condo HOA lawyer is half the time my clients are the ones suing people, the other half the time they're getting sued. So I've learned what it's like to be on both sides of a case, and I can truly say I'm impartial. And another interesting thing about being a condo HOA litigator is that I've learned to deal with difficult people. But joking aside, it's kind of important because I'm actually running for county court judge. That's the people's court. That's where people are going to be in court without attorneys. And that's something I deal with almost every single day, people that are dealing with issues and don't have attorneys. So again, my name is Jeremy Zubkoff. I'm running for County Court Judge Group 5. The election is August 28th, or I'd ask you for your vote. And if you have any questions for me afterward, I'm more than happy to answer them, or reach out to me on my webpage, zubkoffforjudge.com, and you can ask questions there as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeremy, and good luck. Before I call the next candidate, you might want to mark this down. On August the 3rd, following the delegates meeting, you're all invited to a pizza party sponsored by Michael McAuliffe, who's running for Circuit Court Judge. And also on August the 25th, at 10 o'clock, it's a Saturday now, not during the week, you're invited to a bagel and coffee breakfast by Joe Mariuma, running for judge, okay? Next candidate come up, Lloyd Commentier, please. Lloyd, where are you? There you are.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Lloyd Commodore. I want to first thank you all for sticking around, and thank you for the board for allowing all the candidates to speak to those in the attendance. My name is Lloyd Commodore, and I'm running for County Court Judge Group number 4. I've lived here in South Florida since 1967. My parents still live in the same house I grew up in. And I've been an attorney for a little over 27 years. And the bulk of my practice has been the county court work. I've consistently stayed in the county court division, handling small claims cases, landlord-tenant cases, county civil cases, in addition to doing the circuit civil stuff, some family law, some bankruptcy, some probate, and even some appeals from the county court division and the small claims division. I'm a Florida Supreme Court certified county court mediator, where I volunteer in the courthouse doing mediations in the small claims division, the landlord division, and also mediate in the circuit civil division. I also mediate in the criminal division, hearing restitution hearings where it's post-jury verdict and the victim is trying to seek money from the one who committed the crime. So I mediate the restitution hearings. As a former civil traffic hearing officer, I've served in a quasi-judicial role on the county court bench, adjudicating county court civil traffic infractions. I'm a county court guy. I love the county court division. I put my name in for a county court judicial vacancy to be appointed by the governor. I'm proud to say I've been nominated 3 times for county court vacancy. This seat is open for an election because Judge Peter Evans is retiring, so I'm running for his seat. From a personal standpoint, I've been involved in the community. I'm involved with the Hillel of Broward and Palm Beach County, working with the college students. I've served on the Jewish Education Commission in South County. I've served with Family Promise of South Palm Beach County, where families are transitioning from homelessness to homes, and I stay in the houses and I work with the students and work with the families and cook dinner with the people who are transitioning. From a legal standpoint outside of the practice, I'm the former chair of the Florida Bar Small Claims Rules Committee, which is a statewide committee comprised of attorneys and judges that looks at the small claims rules to see how they need to be changed or amended. I've also served for, I think, maybe 16 years or 17 years, quite a few years, on the Palm Beach County Bar Association Small Claims Court Clinics Committee, where we lecture to the public on small claims court. We also lecture to the public on landlord-tenant law to make it more understandable for those who appear in the courtroom. From a personal standpoint, I'm married. My wife, Meryl, is a physical therapist by license, and she's the administrator for the home health division for the South Broward Hospital District. set my timer. We also have 3 kids.
3 minutes.
Thank you. Lloyd Commodore running for County Court Judge, Group 4.
Thank you, Lloyd, and good luck. Next candidate, Greg Weiss. Greg, running for County Commission. That's so many judges.
So good morning, everybody. Hi, I'm Greg Weiss. I'm running for County Commission, District 2. That would be representing the village here. First, I want to thank the board for allowing me to speak, but I also want to thank Commissioner Burdick for her many years of service as County Commissioner and as a school board member. Thank you for all you've done for our community. I'm running for a number of reasons, but one of them, of course, is to be the voice of the people on the County Commission, to be your voice and to be able to speak for you and the issues that are important to you. I've been a resident of West Palm Beach for almost 15 years. I live near downtown West Palm Beach, but I've been out in this village for many years. I have a lot of friends that live out here and deep friendships, if you will. I want to run because I want to help make a difference, and I want to help improve the quality of life for you and for everybody in Palm Beach County, making this even a better place for us all to live, so that we have affordable, decent places we can live, that we have enough water for us to drink, that we have that we're dealing with sea level rise, and that we work on our transit and transportation system. One of the things I'll share with you, I've been on the planning board for the city of West Palm Beach for over 9 years now, so I'm familiar with zoning and land use, and that's a lot of the things we were talking about this morning. So I have experience doing that, and I can bring that experience as your representative on the county commission. I also, before I leave, I want to share with you, there's an ad I have running this month's Reporter. And thank you very much. But this is a list of some of my endorsements. And you can see there's pretty much most of our elected officials from this area are supporting my campaign. But, and I have the endorsement of our first responders, our unions, our teachers, and our business community as well. So, but that's not what's most important. The most important is going to be your endorsement and your support. So I ask for your